Oh, okay, so Pokemon Go content on YouTube may be coming to an end as we know it. Now this video essay is going to be a little bit different compared to all of my other video essays. This is going to be a little bit more candid, and the reason for that is because I do want to talk about this whole issue with COPPA and how it relates to Pokemon Go YouTubers, and I want to do it in more of a long form format so that we can have an active discussion. I can get all of my points across, and I really think this is a super important issue that affects pretty much all of us that are on YouTube. And if you enjoy any of our content, well, it's going to affect you too, because you may not necessarily see Pokemon Go content on YouTube in the coming months. I mean, that all depends on how this ends up panning out, but I really think it's important that we voice our concerns with the FTC, with YouTube, and with any other people that are involved in this whole situation. Yeah, there's just a lot of important things going on that you may not necessarily be aware of. Now in this video, I'm mostly going to be speaking for myself. I have been talking with other Pokemon Go YouTubers, big and small. Some people are pretty optimistic. They feel like this won't actually affect all of us, mainly because if you look at our target audience, it's mostly teens and young adults. But there's also other YouTubers who are extremely worried, and I'm actually one of them, because when it comes to Pokemon Go, when it comes to the Pokemon franchise, this is technically a children's franchise. So even though our videos are intended for young adults and teens, people in the FTC may still look at our videos and see the word Pokemon and assume it's a children's video, which is not the case at all. So yeah, if you happen to be watching this, FTC, just so you know, anything that I produce on my YouTube channel, it's geared towards young adults. Like, if kids are watching my videos, my goodness, they must be bored out of their minds, and their parents must be some of the most irresponsible people ever, because if your children are watching videos on YouTube and you're not monitoring that, then that's your fault. It shouldn't be the fault of YouTube. It shouldn't be the fault of content creators. This platform is intended for people 13 years and older, for crying out loud. Like, if you look at a Lego building set and on the box it says ages 8 and up, and then a 4-year-old goes in and chokes on a piece, then how is that Lego's fault? It should be the parents' fault. I really feel like this is the same thing here. But of course, Google is not fully innocent here. Of course, they did screw up and let their greed kind of overtake them. And they made a lot of mistakes that led us to this point. I'm not really going to touch on that because there's a lot of videos out there talking about COPPA, all of this stuff with the FTC and Google. But yeah, I'm really going to be talking about how this affects me as a Pokemon Go YouTuber. And this is literally how it affects me. I have to change up all of my videos to include disclaimers, whatever I can do to cover my butt from the FTC. And I know the FTC has came out and clarified regarding what is considered for kids and what is considered general content. But yeah, I'm still very worried, mainly because if you think about Pokemon as a franchise, it's meant for children, and I am covering mostly Pokemon content on my channel, and I do have a lot of different animated characters. I use clips from the anime itself, which is of course geared towards children. I'm really worried that the FTC is going to look at one of my videos and think my channel is aimed at children, and then of course they turn around and slap me with a $42,000 fine per video. Now, I'm really worried about what this will mean for the bigger channels that I frequently watch, like Mystic 7, Trainer Tips, Holly, and Zoe, and of course Reversal. Reversal I think is a little bit more safe because he tends to broaden his content and he does streams more than he does like actual edited content. But regardless of all of that, a lot of these channels are huge and they do have a lot of very kid-friendly themes to their editing. They have a lot of kid-friendly stuff when it comes to the content of their videos. They tend to be a little bit more family friendly than most of us smaller YouTubers. So of course the FTC is going to notice these channels more than a channel like myself. And I really think this is concerning because if you think about all of these big YouTubers, they are kind of like the face of the Pokemon Go community. When you think about like when you're going to Pokemon Go Fest, for example, a lot of these YouTubers actually promote these events. They promote the game pretty heavily. So this could affect Pokemon Go as a franchise as well. And I think it's undeniable that Pokemon Go YouTubers really are the backbone of the popularity of this game. A lot of people play Pokemon Go because of Pokemon Go YouTubers. I'm not trying to put myself up on a pedestal, but if you think about trainer tips, if you think about Mystic7 and Holly and all of these big YouTubers, they pretty much are free advertisements for this game. And it's usually people who play the game for Twitch and YouTube that really elevate the game and allow it to flourish. And Pokemon Go is no different from that. So yeah, this does affect Pokemon Go as well. It could affect your enjoyment of the game. It could affect your enjoyment of watching YouTube. And in general, yeah, I really think this is something we need to discuss and just voice our opinions on. So I really hope the FTC is fully aware that everyone on YouTube that is making Pokemon Go content are generally gearing towards teens and young adults. Even some people are gearing towards adults. Like for myself, a lot of my videos are a little bit more mature in its content. Not saying that I swear a lot, not saying that I show like inappropriate material, but a lot of the subject matter behind my videos is content that's more geared towards adults, people who want to look at math and, you know, people who want to discuss different intricacies of Pokemon Go. Like they want to look at the business side of it, they want to look at the gameplay side of it. A lot of my channel is geared towards young adults, but because I have a lot of Pokemon in my thumbnails and in my titles and in my videos, I'm afraid the FTC will overlook the content aspect of it and just look at the surface level of it and see, oh, this is a Pokemon channel. Pokemon is a children's franchise, therefore this must be a children's channel. Now, I really don't think the FTC is that dumb. I actually think they're going to take a very strong look at any video that they think might be in violation of COPPA. I'm really hoping not just with Pokemon Go content creators, but with Pokemon content creators or Nintendo content creators, they just have a really good look at these channels as opposed to making just sweeping surface level looks, because a lot of these channels are what's mostly at risk. Now, when it comes to animation channels, when it comes to general family friendly channels, they did clarify on their website that COPPA will not affect channels that are more for a general audience. Now, when it comes to gaming, they haven't really been clarifying a lot, and that's actually where I'm concerned. I do think because they mentioned the general audience part that most of us will be safe, considering that most of our Pokemon Go content is meant for older generations and more of a general audience. But honestly, the FTC needs to come out and just remove a lot of the vagueness. They need to set out exactly what is considered a children's channel and what is considered a general audience channel. Like, they can't really leave it up to the content creators, because most of us know what our channels are. We know that we are for a general audience. We welcome children, we keep it family friendly, but most of our content is geared towards teens and young adults, people who are over the age of 13. But that doesn't necessarily mean the opinions of someone else could ultimately supersede our opinions of our own channel. Even though I say my channel is intended for children over the age of 13, someone from the FTC could disagree with that. So that is my concern. I really hope the FTC really comes out with some concrete guidelines. And look, ultimately it just comes down to this. We are at a crossroads when it comes to YouTube. A lot of us are just sick and tired of adpocalypses, stuff like this. And I really think YouTube and Google need to get their act together. Google was mostly concerned about their bottom line. They wanted to get as much ad revenue as they could. They've even slipped up and admitted that they are targeting children with their targeted ads and doing a lot of things that are in violation of COPPA and everything that the FTC is trying to do to protect our children. But they haven't taken full responsibility for it. Even this whole thing with COPPA, like, their response was to give content creators the option to set whether or not our videos are for kids or not. Basically, we have to cover our own butts. Google is not willing to do it for us, and I can understand why, but honestly, there's just a lot of shadiness, there's just a lot of sketchiness going on right now, and it's the content creators that are just it's us that are trying to protect ourselves, you know? No one is fighting for us in this thing. So yeah, if you want to voice your concerns to the FTC, to lay out some more concrete rules when it comes to gaming, when it comes to Pokemon Go channels, definitely check out the links in the description below. And of course, you could always tweet at the FTC. You could always tweet at Team YouTube and voice your concerns there as well. It's not just us as content creators that are voicing our concerns. It should be the audience as well, because a lot of the content that you guys enjoy every day is at risk. So if you want to continue enjoying this stuff, if you want to continue having these discussions with me, with my opinion pieces and my video essays, like, you have to voice your concerns, because my channel, along with most other channels, probably all other channels, are at risk of just completely disappearing in 2020. And yeah, that's just going to be unfortunate. Let's protect YouTube. Let's protect Pokemon Go YouTubers. Let's just get in on this fight and just make sure like all of us are going to end up okay. And I'm not doing this for money. I have to make that clear. Like, YouTube for me is a hobby. I love to talk about Pokemon Go. I love to have these discussions about spoofing, about the gameplay and some of the stuff that Niantic is doing right and what they're doing wrong. I love having these discussions, and YouTube has been a phenomenal platform for me to do that. I'm not always interested in strategies and different things like that. I leave that to the other YouTubers, but I love talking about the game, so that's why I do this. And it would be a real detriment if all of this stuff was suddenly taken away. But in any case, yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's keep this discussion going. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, check out my links in the description below and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video essay. I'm Count Jinsla, and I'll catch you all later. Hey guys, before I leave, I have to give a little bit of a spiel. I mean, when it comes to the YouTube algorithm, it's extremely difficult to gauge how successful you can be on YouTube. Like, there are some times where I have a ton of views on my videos, and there are some days where I just have no views on my videos, and it really comes down to the YouTube algorithm. And there's a lot of times where I get dinged for some of the songs that I pick or some of the footage that I show, and unfortunately it's because YouTube's copyright system is a little bit broken. But if you want to support this channel financially, I highly suggest you check out my Patreon. A link to it is in the description below. Your support definitely helps me out, and it helps support this channel, because I would love to crank out more videos and increase the quality, and for that to happen, I do need your help. So definitely go and check out that link. And yeah, big shout out and big thank you to all of you for supporting my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell as well. Check out the links in the description below. I'm Count Jinsla, and I'll catch you all later.